What's up, everybody? I'm here with the amazing Preston Smiles.
What up? What up? What up? Boop, boop, boop.
We're here in Venice Beach at Preston's Pad.
Yep.
Beautiful place. Love it here. I'll put links to Preston's stuff down in the description if you want to check him out.
Yep. What's up, guys?
Preston has a beautiful energy. Just you could tell he's a man following his truth.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, man.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Likewise. Likewise.
Thank you.
Yeah, we've been talking about jacking off and stuff like that for the last hour or so.
That's the only thing we've been discussing.
Yeah.
Just playing. But in this video, we kind of wanted to talk about kind of like casual sex, sexual exclusivity, maybe the one.
Yeah.
And I feel like because of like the media, maybe some kind of like pickup artist mindsets, music, that lots of guys, I mean, this is how I felt when I was 19, 20, kind of have this pressure to have like casual sex.
Yep.
And it's almost like if you can't pull girls,
Yeah.
then you're not a man,
then
you're
you're
not cool,
weak. Exactly.
You're weak.
I lied for most of my childhood until I was like, I think I lost my virginity. I was 15 and a half, maybe 16, and I was lying the rest of the time because I felt like I was weak and I wasn't enough and I wasn't good enough if I wasn't having sex with girls. So I pretended like I was. And you know what I've found is that those who live extraordinary lives, those who actually are powerful, those who actually stand in their manhood and their kingdom, are those who are bigger than their base desires. Those who are bigger than their dick, essentially. Yeah. And for me, and I know you and I talked about this, I did 6 months of celibacy to call in my one, to call in my queen. And the reason why I did that, and it wasn't just celibacy, it was no masturbating, no nothing. And the reason why I did that was because I didn't want my penis to be running the show all the time. I didn't want to let those base desires, my animal, the animal controlling my life. Because, you know, I've found that if you want an extraordinary life, you should do what extraordinary people do. And extraordinary people are above, like they have something called epigenetics now. That means above the genetic code. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like about being epi the world. Epi what most dudes do. If everybody's out drinking and smoking and getting high and trying to escape themselves, you do the exact opposite. If everybody's, you know, trying to hurry up and, you know, every time they feel uncomfortable, because that's what it is. Like, fellas, really take a look at this, because the reason why I was constantly, let's say, masturbating or trying to get women was because I wasn't comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to be with me.
Yeah.
So every time there was discomfort, and women do this, they overeat, they shop, they do all kinds of stuff. Yeah. People watch porn and they scroll because they don't want to be with themselves.
And if you can't be happy with yourselves, if you got a girl anyways, you wouldn't know what to do.
You can't hold it, you can't keep it.
You need you with her happiness rather than...
Exactly. Yeah. You're still a drug addict, and there's somebody's still the dealer. And, you know, so for me, some of my teachings and some of the things that I support people with understanding is like, one of the first things you have to understand is what everybody has three wants, three desires. Approval, control, and security. Approval, right? Validation. I'm good enough. See? This is what, I'm good enough, fellas, to be a part of the team. I'm good enough to be a part of whatever, you know? Yeah. And the difference between those who, back to it, live extraordinary lives and those who live lives as a slave in some ways, are these people are seeking their approval, control, and security from the inside out.
Yeah.
So they're not looking for what's out there to say that they're good enough. They're not looking for the security of money or things or cars or women to say that they're good enough.
And when you actually start following your heart and what you want, usually like you almost like get judged for that because it's like not cool. But as long as you like continue that lonely road, like you get like really fulfilled, and then like almost like the validation starts coming back because you start loving yourself. Does that make sense?
For sure. And it doesn't even have to be a lonely road, you know, like, but
like
that's
to follow your heart and like do actually what you really want to do, like compared to like getting stuff for validation or like what would be cool. It's usually alone, or it takes some courage.
Yes, definitely takes some courage, a lot of courage.
A lot of courage.
What's been your experience with that? Like, you still have friends and stuff, right? But did some people fall off?
let me think. Or like, I guess a big thing, like, for example, was that like I used to be a part of a channel that had hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'd get millions of views.
Yeah.
And like I felt like I was getting almost everything that would be like cool for a 20-year-old.
Yes.
Like I was getting lots of money, like views, fame, like a 20-year-old blowing up.
Yeah.
And I was like, this isn't me. This like it all felt empty, even though it was like what society.
What everybody thinks is cool. Exactly.
Yeah, it's not cool at all.
Yep.
Like I was feeling empty, and like I was having like sex with girls, and it was really empty.
Yeah.
Like nothing was good.
Yes.
And then I decided to start making videos sharing my insights on life.
Yeah.
For like get like 3,000 views, and like I felt good.
Yeah, you felt fulfilled because it was within it was within alignment with your soul signature.
Yeah,
for sure.
So
for sure.
Back to like just like the casual sex and stuff like that. Like for me, what I found is that there's some girls who I'm just like on their like vibrational frequency.
Yes.
And before, what I would do is I would just like try to like almost like bang hot girls.
Yeah.
And then like that never fulfilled me.
Yeah.
Like what I've learned is that like looking back over my life, there's only been maybe like 2 or 3 connections with girls that actually like are like coming from the heart.
Yeah.
Like everything else was completely empty.
Was your penis running the show?
My penis running the show, or my ego running the show, thinking it was cool, one or the other.
Yes.
And I was like, what was I doing?
Seeking validation, which is approval.
Yeah.
And wanting security in that, like
and all of this was unconscious too.
Yes.
So it's like there's going to be someone watching this video, hearing what we're going to say, but it's not going to hit them until a year later.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
You think you could even rationalize, oh, I'm picking up girls coming from a place of giving value now. Look at me. That's still not what coming from your heart.
Exactly. And I'll add this as well. We know now in our science that everything is energy, that everything is vibrating, and that certain things carry certain frequencies. And, when you are, let's say, in a really beautiful vibrational space, like you're feeling good about you and life, if you then go have sex with somebody who is, let's say, vibrating at a lower rate, but she has big boobs and a nice ass and everybody calls her hot, you become her. You become the lowest common denominator. And so anybody out there who's wanting to create big things in the world, anybody out there wanting to experience the joy and the magic and the power of life and what it means to be a young man growing up, I highly suggest that you think twice, because energetically, wherever the person is that you have sex with, whether this is a man or a woman, you become them. So you can be vibrating this high, you have sex with them, with somebody who's vibrating this high, you drop there. And so I'm careful with who I share my energy with, even when it comes to, letting certain people hug me and like be all up in my space. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you have to guard the gates of your consciousness, especially, and I get it. You guys are being bombarded through music, through movies, through television, through your friends, through your...
So much pressure.
Everybody is telling you that to be a man, you need to be macho and you need to play sports, you need to hook up with a bunch of chicks. And women, you're out there hearing, that you're not good enough unless you have this makeup, unless your hair is this long, unless you look like Kim Kardashian. Everybody's being bombarded by the same media. But can you be above it? Can you look at that from a bird's eye view and go, oh, they're trying to use me. They're trying to have me be another puppet like everyone else. And meanwhile, those who really experience the magic, because, and I'm going to tell you this, these rappers out here, they're lying. I've seen on the other side, not that, I won't say they're lying, the life that they're portraying versus what's happening and why they are constantly doing every drug they can is because they actually aren't happy with themselves.
Yeah.
And if you really got to look at it, you wouldn't trade your life for theirs.
And even that vibrational things, like you could have sex with even an awesome girl, but like who's on like high vibration, but if you don't have like a heart connection with her, that's still feeding your penis over your heart.
Yes.
Like you want to be feeding your heart.
And there's nothing wrong with having the penis.
Yeah, exactly.
Like we talked about earlier, there's nothing wrong with, you just wanting to choose from your animal.
Sometimes you could have spiritual, like a one night stand. It can't happen.
Yes.
But ideally, I think you should focus on like a heart connection. Ideally, you should follow your desires, but the highest paradigm. Yeah.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
I really like the word synchronicity.
Yes.
Like when I feel like I have a heart connection with a girl, like there's just like
everything lines up.
Everything lines up. You're just like in the flow.
Yeah.
You know it.
For sure.
It's like every other girl, you won't have that. And suddenly that there's a flow, boom, that's the one.
Exactly. Tapping in. And that takes work, listening to intuition.
Yeah.
To that sort of still small voice in the back of your mind that says, talk to her.
Yep.
Move, leave. Move over there. Call that person. Like that thing, if you just keep listening to first thought, I call it first thought. Second thought will talk you out. Third thought will really talk you out of it. Fourth thought, by that time, it's already gone. Right? But the first thought, the first thing that comes up, her, there's something about her. Maybe she doesn't look like how all the girls you usually talk to. Because the girls you usually talk to are based on the Instagram models and people you've been sort of spoon-fed to believe are pretty.
Yeah.
You know, for me, when I was growing up, there was a point when I asked my mother, could I have blue contacts? And I straightened my hair. I fried my hair to straighten it so it could look more like my man Luke here. And I was doing that's a form of self-hatred. I wanted to look like what society said was beautiful, which was white people. Blue eyes, straight hair. And like, while that's in quote-unquote an extreme version, a lot of you guys are living from that same place right now and not really understanding it. You're unconsciously comparing yourselves to other people's lives because you've been spoon-fed this over and over and over again. And if there's anything you get from this message from us, it's to pull yourself out of what's happening in the world, because most people are seduced by the world. Pull yourself out and just say, what do they want me to be thinking? What do they want me to be doing? And then ask yourself, what do I choose? What do I consciously choose? Because most people are on default. They're just going throughout the day and they're reacting, and there are a bunch of patterns and habits. And if you can sort of bring conscious awareness to those patterns and habits, then you can pull yourself out and create new ones. And those new ones are one of the reasons why you guys are on this dude's channel. And I get it. Now meeting him in person, I get why you're on his channel. Because he's a genuine dude. So guys, I mean, you have anything else to add? I'm like...
I think we were in the flow that whole time.
That was amazing.
Good. Yeah. I really like that.
I get why you guys are following him. And if you get a chance to do some coaching with this guy, do it. He's amazing.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And likewise, if you haven't checked out Preston's channel, he's also big on Facebook. Definitely check him out. I could tell he's a guy coming from his heart. He's a guy who has seen the beauty in the world, and he's very in the flow. He's connected. He gets it.
Thanks, man.
He's coming from a loving place.
Aw, bromance happening here.
So definitely check out his stuff in the description.
Yeah, guys. I love you guys.
We love you guys. Have a beautiful rest of your day.
Deuces.
Peace. Sweet.
Done.